It can be challenging to sew every day, especially when you work full-time and are part of a family. Let's see how I did this week. G'day, my name is Sean, and this is my weekly update where I share my quilting adventures. Come see what I'm working on, what I completed, and all the other fun and exciting news. Let's go ahead and get started with my works in progress. I got a little bit done on several projects, and I'm very happy with my progress. The first one I want to show you is the Queen of Hearts, which is part of the Mad Quilt Party by Art East Quilting Co. We are on block 7. And last week you got to see the first part of the Queen of Hearts, and you can now see a little bit of progress here. And we've also done the top part of the heart, but I've come to realize that this heart is too big. I cut these pieces right here all wrong, so I'm going to have to basically toss it away, cut those few pieces out and start up again. And then I also put this strip down here on upside down. So this one went into time out for a few days, but we'll pull it out again this week and move on to the next project. The next one I want to show you is one of my longest dwelling projects, and this one is the quilt that I call Misha's quilt, and you may have seen it on yesterday's live. If you didn't see that live, go check it out later on. It's a lot of fun. But this is the first 2 rows. There's going to be a total of 9 rows altogether. So we'll show you this here real briefly. There we go. And I'm going to put a picture up here of how I've got the whole thing laid out, so you get to kind of get a sneak peek of how it looks, but I'm going to add sashing to it as well. Last weekend we were out and about, and so I didn't have my sewing machine with me, and you'll get to see where we went in just a little bit. But I did some hand embroidery on the owl. I went ahead and did the glasses right here, and that was a lot of fun to be able to sit there and hand stitch while the girls were getting ready for the day, so I actually had something to do, and I didn't have to drag my sewing machine and everything else there as well. So yeah, I'm definitely a machine quilter, but when the time comes, hand stitching is a wonderful tool. And the last project that I wanted to show you a little bit of progress on is Toasty, which is a legit kit, and we are working on like this section right here, I think. Anyway, so I did a little bit of progress. We did these 2 sections right here, lots of little pieces. I'm actually enjoying the tiny piecing a lot. So we'll flip them over and you'll get to see what I've done here. I think it goes this way. Or is it this way? I can't remember. We'll find out in a little bit. So we've got a finished project to show you later on in the episode and some more fun, exciting news. But before we do that, let's go into our week in review. If you're new to the channel, this is normally where I do clips of me sewing along with any adventures we get up to. However, we had so many adventures over the weekend, I've had to actually split it up. You'll get to see most of it this weekend, but some of it you'll get to see next week as well, because it just was way too long. I hope you enjoy. Last week I asked everybody what their longest dwelling whip was, and for me it was this project that I showed you a little earlier on the episode, and I'm really excited due to a lot of encouragement from my viewers last week to actually get some progress made on this, so thank you all for that. It was fun reading all the responses, and some of you have had some projects that have been dwelling even longer than mine, so it makes me feel a whole lot better, so thank you from the deepest part of my heart for that. This week I thought it'd be fun to ask, have you named your machines, and if so, what have you named them? I did name my brother. I called it Brian after my own brother, but I have not named the Benina or the Far behind me, so if you have any suggestions, I'd love to hear them, and I'd also love to hear what you call your machines. So what are my goals for this week? Well, I'd like to just make some more progress on the different projects, especially the Queen of Hearts. I'd like to be able to recut the fabric that I miscut and the section I did upside down, and then also make some more progress maybe on Misha's quilt and some other stuff there. We'll just see what comes up, what I feel like doing throughout the week. And I'd also love to hear what your goals are for this week. So now it is time for news and events, and I had the one video come out, which was yesterday's live with my friend Amy Dement. She is an absolute hoot. I loved having her on, and I realized yesterday it had been almost 2 years since I had her on the channel, which is way too long. So I really appreciate her coming on. If you missed that live, go check it out. We had a lot of fun. We talked about all sorts of different things, and even stuff that we weren't really expected to. It was a lot of fun. This coming week, I'd like to get a time-lapse out for both Puzzle Mystery Quilt clues, the Flamingo and the Medusa, because I'm a little behind, but don't tell Cotton Cuts that. I'll get it out this week. Anyway, that'll be a lot of fun. And then this Saturday morning, we have a brand new guest. It is none other than Katy from Yoga and Quilts. She doesn't have a YouTube channel yet, but is planning to start one very soon. But she does have an active account over on Instagram, so go check her out on Instagram, Yoga and Quilts. Next Sunday, I'm going to be very busy on the live schedule. At 8 a.m. I plan to be live with Katy. We got to put together a Stitchets block that we both bought recently. And then on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be joining my friend John over at Guys Craft 2 on his channel as well. So if you want to see me live, you got 3 different opportunities to see me. And before I show you the finished project, I'd just like to encourage you to hit that like button if you are enjoying the content so far in this video. It helps me immensely, and I really appreciate each and every like that you do, and every comment as well. I love hearing comments from my viewers. Anyway, this week I thought it'd be fun to put together another long dwelling whip of mine, which was the Stitchets, the 12 Days of Stitchets that I did last year in December. And so these are now all together. I made a total of 15 blocks, and I think this turned out really nicely. Let me know what you think. I'll try and put a photo up at the end, because it's really hard to show quilt tops in this limited space in this format. But, alright, let's bring it up just a little more. There we go, so that's all the ones. And these are the blocks that you helped me design. I come up with different block options for most of these, and you all got to vote on this. That video series is really fun. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. I've put the link up here for you as well. It's a lot of fun, and seeing the different options that you were able to choose from. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and we'll see you all next time. Happy sewing. Bye.